Oh, this your boy Slick 50, man, for GMT Boxing, bro. Um, I did want to talk on something. Terence Crawford had a tweet where he said that YouTubers are killing boxing or something like that. I'm paraphrasing. I can't remember exactly what he said, but it was something to that core. It was something simple, like, YouTubers with their podcast are damaging the sport of boxing or killing the sport of boxing or something like that. Now, y'all already know how I feel about Terence Crawford. That's my favorite boxer by far. But I gotta be 100% real. And I met the cat in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? The Shakur Stevenson, Jamel Herring fight. Cool, down to earth cat. You know what I'm saying? Um, that's where I got him to sign the shirt at. It's in that messy closet right there on the shelf. But nevertheless, that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Um, I just want to talk about it because, like, to group all YouTubers together and say that is dead wrong, bro. I think it's more so the YouTubers that have the hate channels. You get what I'm saying? What I mean is you have the ones that try to have a genuine podcast and discuss boxing, and the ones that do have some sources, such as I and us at the judges table and my crew. We have people we can reach out to and actually get, real info, bro. Like straight up. In boxing, shit subject to change. You know what I'm saying? It's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? And then you have your opinionated channels where where people can come on and they all discuss who their favorite boxer is and what if this was this and what if this was that, or what if this person fight this person? How you think that? You have those YouTube channels, which is a lot of fun. You know what I'm saying? But then you have those straight up and down hate channels, bro, where you calling boxers bitches and oh, you like Earl, man, Earl a bitch. Oh, you like Terence a bitch. He the one that stopped the fight. He the one did this. He a whole cake ass nigga. He like they getting paid for it. Like that man stopping their money. Or things like that. I think those are the ones that are hurting and spreading misinformation because their titles will say, the clickbait and shit. It'll say, oh, Terence ducked, blah, blah, blah. But then when you look at the channel, it'll be a bunch of hatred. Oh, Terence a bitch. And it'll just be a Terence hate channel or vice versa, Earl or any boxer. You got people who don't like Deontay Wilder. They got Deontay Wilder hate channels. Then you got channels that praise the shit out. Those I consider those channels fanboy channels. You know what I'm saying? Now, me, I am a fan of Terence Crawford, but you will never see me sacrifice the integrity of the sport for one man ever. If I feel like if Terence take on somebody and I feel like Terence might lose that fight, I'm gonna be real. I'm just gonna be 100, like, because I'm a fan of boxing. I'm not a fan of just a box. I'm a fan of a boxer, but I'm more of a fan of boxing overall, bro. Like I love the sport too much, bro. Like 100%. I have boxers that I follow. I believe they're gonna be great, but if you pair him against somebody else, I have to be honest. Like I don't know if he's ready for that, or I don't think he gonna win, or I'm not gonna sit there and be like, oh, they other dude a bitch, nigga. It's all about. I think those are the channels that hurt boxing, bro. With all the clickbait, with all the slander and all of that stuff and misinformation, right? And then they also want to shit on other channels that have the information. You know what I'm saying? Instead of, like when I first started, I was getting my information from websites. I was getting my information from other bigger YouTubes. I met YouTubers, shout out to Blue Blood. You know what I'm saying? Met him also, put me on the mics, all types of stuff. He didn't have to do that. You know what I mean? Do that instead of just making up stuff until you could build your own sources, until you could build your own relationships and things of that sort. Because, like, I feel like that's what drives people away from the sport of boxing. We're here, at least I know I'm here to help bring people to the sport, be interested in the sport. You feel what I'm saying? That's what I'm here for, because I really give a damn about all combat sports. Like, obviously, I got all these screens right here watching all all the fights. You know what I'm saying? I'm dedicated to this shit, bro. Like, I really love this shit. And I felt Terrence on it, but at the same time, I was like, nah, dog, that shit not cool, because to group everybody in at the same time. And Earl said something one time to the effect of that too. YouTubers be thinking blah, 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 blah. But they don't be understanding a lot of YouTubers do be knowing some of the cats they know. And I'm just keeping it 100. Everybody don't know everybody. You know what I'm saying? But some of these boxers don't know that we know some of these people that y'all know, like, for real. You know, and it is what it is. You know what I mean? But it's not fair just to say the YouTubers are turning down boxing, bro. I don't believe that. I believe it's a combination of sorts. But I do know it's a lot of hateful channels that do a lot of numbers, but it's still. But you want to know something too, though? And I ain't trying to renege on nothing I'm saying, because I do feel like it hurt, because what hurt is the clickbait and the misleading information. But I will say this, it's a channel for everybody. I feel like that person that gravitates to your channel, that wants to know the truth or wants that type of interaction, that's the channel they're going to gravitate to anyways. Like, I don't care for all the hate and call another man a bitch, because I know you're not going to say it to that man's face. I know you not. You're not going to be sitting there calling Terrence a bitch, Earl a bitch, Deontay Wilder a bitch, and you're not finna go in that man's face and be like, you old hoe cake ass nigga. You're not finna do that, bro. I don't give a fuck who you is, bro. You not. Just call it what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is, bro. Like, I don't go for the chat, but the people who indulge in that shit, those are hateful people. Those are the people who, like, need to hear that shit. They thrive off of toxic ass shit. You feel me? So that channel's for them. You know what I'm saying? Then the people who trying to build a podcast and take this shit to a step forward. You know what I'm saying? I commend them, bro. I commend them, because I see it. I see the pride that they're taking in their shows, whether it's aesthetics or building a grammar or being more knowledgeable or relocating the whole show to a studio. I mean, you know, you see these podcasts, you know, the ones who actually give a shit, because you see them putting their time, their blood, sweat, and tears, and their money into their show. So it's not all, but I will say this, and I love my opinionated channels where it be like 6 people on there and they just going back and forth like the barbershop. I feel like those are very, very entertaining channels. You know what I'm saying? 100%. You know what I mean? But the hateful channels, yeah, that be with the clickbait. Yeah, I feel like that would damage any sport, bro. I feel like any sport, baseball, basketball, football, whatever the sport is, fucking cricket. If a person love that sport and you put misleading information out that sport, yes, I do feel like that would hinder that sport. I do feel like that it would put us down, because, you know, people reach out. Believe it or not, YouTube is the new TV. You know what I'm saying? So people already believe what's on the internet is real. Like 100% of. They believe that 99.9999, if it's on the internet, it's real. So I do agree with that. You know what I'm saying? To a certain standpoint, but you can't group all YouTubers together and say that we just doing it for the money and not giving a fuck about the sport. Because over here on GMT Boxing and NGR Media, you understand me, you know, me, Polo, the whole crew, we love boxing, bruh. We love boxing. You'll never hear us talk out of line about boxing like that. You know what I'm saying? We may play around or whatnot, you know, Polo, me, we may joke back and forth, you know, to make a show or whatnot. But we ain't never gonna be malicious and be like, fuck that bitch ass nigga. Fuck, man, that shit lame, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't on that type. We ain't on that, bro. Like, that shit not cool. So I don't understand why people do that or even gravitate for that. But like I was taught, it ain't for me to understand. But I will say this, man, if you love boxing, if you love boxing, man, pick a channel, you know, many channels, subscribe to them, hit the like button for them, opinionated channels. I love them, you know what I'm saying? All of that, it's all good and fun for boxing. I think that does great for boxing. I think YouTubers do a lot for boxing. Because to be honest with you, YouTubers, when it comes to boxing, not no other sport, YouTubers do the most for boxing. For as news-wise. ESPN ain't putting that shit out, bruh. Ain't no sports outlet talking about no goddamn boxing unless it's a big fight. And then they talk about the big fight so late. They want commercials. None of that shit is running. None of it. And when you do get one, it's like Lomachenko or something like that on ESPN, and then they advertising the shit like 2 days. If anybody hurting, it's the networks, and they got network deals, but they're not being advertised, it's not being pumped up. UFC, I can go to multiple channels and see UFC commercials on every goddamn thing. So if anything, I don't necessarily believe what they say. Even bad publicity is good publicity. But even the hate channels, I guess maybe because of clickbait, yeah, that's hurting boxing. But at least they're talking about boxing, and people come to YouTube to hear boxing news because they're not talking about it nowhere else. And then even these puff pieces or whatever, on some of these websites, gotta learn they are opinion pieces. That's what they are, unless you got stone cold facts. But when you got a guy that's at ESPN putting stuff on Twitter and then it don't pan out, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I think it's more to blame than saying YouTube. I'm sorry, YouTube do a lot for boxing, Terrence. Straight up. I gotta say it like that. Or any boxer that feel like YouTube is, if anything, YouTube is a spot where boxers should come talk to the podcasters, bro. No lie. Cause if you look at the numbers and it's not a lot of boxing channels, but if you look at the numbers of the main boxing channels, they doing serious motherfucking numbers, bro. And over here, we trying to be like that. We trying to be a force, boxing and sports podcast. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, to say that, nah, bro, I think that they should reach out. You should, like Max on boxing. I watched Terence on that. That was dope. Dope interview or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But that's it. Right? There's nowhere else. Nowhere else. You go to a fight, YouTubers are there covering the fight, bro. NBC not there. None of that unless they sign to that network. But other than that, it's all YouTubers, bro. Because we love the sport, bro. Like I don't see the correlation of saying that we not dog walking the sport. We not damaging the sport. Right? But I also got to be honest, I don't see a whole lot of other writers there, for websites and shit. Yeah, but I'm talking about trying to really broadcast, give a visual so people can indulge and see like, oh man, look at that dude, get amped about the fight. I don't see that. But from YouTubers, bro. That's being real, bro. And that's we not talking about the hateful channels. We talking about the real podcast and opinion native channels that really care about boxing, that's really trying to bring the conversation to the forefront. Those channels, you know what I'm saying? And I myself, it's work. YouTubers don't get paid to go out there. We go out there because we love it. That's all I'm saying. Like, so I can't put that out there. Yeah, I'm not mad. Shit, Terrence, come on over this way. You know what I'm saying? I'm with it. You know what I mean? But I just think that's something to think about. You know what I mean? Like, YouTubers don't make that much money like that, bro. We don't. And every time we do get a good dime out of YouTube, we got to invest it in ourselves. We ain't no I don't have sponsorships. I don't have none of that. Every time, if you have watched me grow from my other channel, this one, to the mic, to the arms, to my desk, to the screen, we have to constantly invest. You feel me? So I just want y'all to know that. I just had to speak on that opinion. We got fights and started. We gonna get back to this boxing, but yeah, man, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe though, dog. Real talk, man. So yeah, Terrence, still my favorite boxer, bro. Number one, you know what I'm talking about. Hope he get that fight next year. But I just gotta man to man, bro. As YouTubers, we love this goddamn sport. We do, bro. We go out there on our own dime. 100%. All right. But yeah, now we got Vargas and Martinez, round 1 of 4.